having a great Monday. So another week, I can't believe it. These weeks seem to go so fast. So I'm going to get straight into it. If you are watching on Facebook, please join us. I'm going to share, as usual, each week, share my screen with my notes, bring up my chat box for anyone who's jumped on. I can see there's a few people on here already, so I'm going to pop that chat box over so I can see all your comments, and I highly encourage you to ask me questions. The topic that I'm going to cover today on the 3 top niches, I'm going to even go into a little bit about the mistake that people are making. I still see this over and over and over and over and over again. Around niching. It is without a doubt the A1 mistake that people make. So I'd love for you, if you are live or if you watch this later in a replay, please reach out, let me know what questions you have, or if you're on Facebook currently, please write any questions that you have. I encourage you, if you're on Facebook, come and join us in the Zoom meeting because you get to see the slides. So let's have a look. What are the 3 top niches in the business of coaching, therapy, healing, practitioners, any of those sorts of businesses? There are 3 top niches that people are willing to invest in, and more so ever since COVID just happened. So why do you want to niche? The first reason why you need to niche is because you want to become an expert in what you do. You want people to know that you are an expert. One of the biggest mistakes that coaches, therapists, practitioners, healers make is because we can fix almost anything. Okay, we have so many tools in our toolbox which we can help people with. It's such a meridian and a plethora of different problems that we sort of go looking out there for everyone. And what happens is, when a person has a specific problem, you don't come to mind because they see you more as a GP or a jack of all trades rather than a specialist. So your niche does not have to stay your niche forever, but I highly recommend that you go into a niche that you're familiar with, something that you like working with, and that you specialize in that niche. Once you become a specialist in that niche, you will find that people will come to you for other things as well. They will look at you and they will say, can you help me with this as well? This happens to me every single day. At the moment, for all of you that know, I advertise myself as a trainer, as a mentor, as a business in the the business niche of holistic therapists and wellness practitioners and coaches. And what's happening at the moment is that people are actually coming to me for therapy. I do open my books up for a few clients per month to do therapy with, and I have been absolutely inundated because people are seeing that I know how to mentor therapists and that I train therapists. And so they're reaching out saying, are you still seeing clients? Okay, so I just want you to understand that it's like I said, this doesn't have to be your niche forever, okay? But it is something that you need to look like an expert in, that people know that you know what you're doing. And if you're flitting around, and it's really interesting because I often see well-known people doing this, and I wonder, it always gets me wondering what's the purpose of them all of a sudden changing what they do. And you know what happens? You lose a bit of faith and trust in their ability, as in, why are they changing this? Are they not actually getting the results that they claim they're getting? So they're looking for something else. So this is just a little bit of something I wanted to explain. And I want you to have a think about, you want your clients to know you're an expert, okay? So let's have a look at this, because what happens is finding a niche is easier than getting the message right. The one problem that I see over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it doesn't matter how many times I explain this to people, the message is not right. People are talking about conditions and not symptoms. Clients do not know their condition. They have symptoms, and they are coming to you as the expert to tell them what the condition is that they have. Okay, and this will become a lot more clearer as we go through it. So let's start having a look at what these three niches are. The first one is health. Without a doubt, people will invest in their health. Okay, so we're talking about emotional health, physical health, mental health, health. But the problem here, what I see with people that niche, is that they talk about being weight loss experts, they talk about being stress experts, anxiety experts, and a lot of people, right? Things with stress and anxiety might be a little bit easier for a potential client to recognize. But some of the other things people don't recognize, they have symptoms. So when you start to niche in these health problems, and we're going to talk about a few, and these are by no means all the health issues, there's many that you can have. You have to think in terms of what is the pain that my client is experiencing because of this condition that they want to solve. Okay. So one of them is stress. This is one of the biggest problems that people have. But you know what? Sometimes people, and you might say, how can this be? But this is absolutely true. People do not recognize their stress symptoms. They get up in the morning and they have no motivation. They're overwhelmed. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to do things because they have stress. They're stressed out, but they don't see it as stress. What they know is, I can't sleep. I wake up all night. I've got insomnia. I hear this all the time. People that say they have insomnia and they actually don't have insomnia. They're worried. Their unconscious mind is processing during the night. They're stressed out about things that happen during the day, but they don't realize it's stress. They think they're calm. They meditate, they do breathing, but they're actually stressed. But their symptoms are things like overwhelm, things like no motivation, no clarity. Procrastination is another big symptom of stress. Okay, so when we work in the stress field, what is the pain points that your clients are having? And there's a multitude of them. Okay, anxiety is the same. Some people, yes, some people recognize that they have anxiety, but there's a lot of people that don't. Again, self-sabotage. So it comes under the heading of anxiety too, but people don't realize the self-sabotage. What they realize is they procrastinate, perfectionism, no motivation. Again, they're all causes of anxiety. They don't want to go out. Okay. Again, here we go again with this COVID, and people are not wanting to leave their houses. Okay. So they've got social awkwardness. I had a client once who had severe anxiety, but it was playing out as social awkwardness. So what is the pain point that your client has? And the actual condition is anxiety. Please let me know. I know there's a few of you watching this. I would love to know if this is making sense so that I know that I'm on the right path. Okay. Lack of sleep. Okay. There's a lot of people that can't get to sleep, but that can be one of the niches and a symptom, but there could be a lot of reasons why people aren't getting to sleep. Okay. So this is another really good niche that people have, the lack of sleeping. But what might be happening is people aren't realizing that they're not sleeping properly because they're worried. And I know people that don't necessarily wake up or have insomnia. They go to sleep quite quickly, but they're not actually sleeping properly at night because they do have stress and they do have anxiety. Okay. But that's what they're noticing is, I get up tired in the morning. I have no motivation. Yes, making sense. Are the pain points the symptoms? Yes, they are. The pain points are the symptoms that the client has. Okay. And people constantly market the condition. And people don't understand the condition, or they're in denial of the condition. That can happen as well. Okay. Really important. Healthy weight. Okay. I see so many people in the healthy weight industry. but they don't actually talk about people's symptoms. Bloating, not fitting into your clothes. Lack of sleep can be one that goes with the healthy weight because people are eating at night, having to finish your plate, feeling bad after you eat the wrong type of food, restrictions of food, which is a really big one. With all the stuff that's out there around diet, fad diets and stuff like that, people actually don't realize that they can't get to a healthy weight because sometimes they're actually restricting themselves rather than actually eating the wrong stuff. So then we start to label people as being that thing. Not sure what you mean by that. Start to label people as being that thing based on the condition. Yeah, absolutely, you do. But see, a lot of people, I've spoken about this before, only 20% of people actually realize that they need to get something fixed. Usually the other 80%, there's 20% of people that don't even realize that they have a problem, in the sense that they just feel a certain way and it becomes normal to them and they don't realize that they can fix it. Then we have about 60% of people who then start to realize, I have a problem that I need to get fixed. And then what happens is then they realize what the problem is, and 20% of people will buy. Now, the problem with this industry is, and I say it over and over and over again, that it is marketed constantly to the 20% of people that are ready to buy, and there is not enough education. You have to educate your client on the symptoms that they're feeling could be due to the problem that you solve. Okay, so I really would love you to think about this, and if there's any comments, please let me know, because as I said, we label the condition all the time rather than the actual pain points, what the person is feeling. And I know this myself from a personal experience. I'm not going to talk about this today, but I know this from absolutely myself, that there's been some conditions that not conditions, I would say, some symptoms that I've had, which I was blaming on a condition and found out it was something completely different. So, you know, if you talk about the symptoms, people will start to look at it. Yes, I do get headaches all the time. What is this person saying about headaches? Oh, maybe I have got stress. Okay. And then the next post you put up is lack of sleep. Oh, I don't sleep very often. Let me see what this person's saying about sleep. Oh, maybe I do have stress. Okay. So you have to look at the pain points that your client has. And when they identify with those pain points, then they might have a look at what condition they have, and that's the condition that you solve. Totally agree. Thank you, Naomi. This is, I say this constantly, and this is why people in this industry, when they don't get this right, unfortunately, this is why they're not seeing clients. There is so many people out there needing help. As I said before, you know, I market myself as a trainer of practitioners and coaches, which is what I do, and as a business mentor to them. And what's happening is I'm actually having people that are reaching out to me for therapy, asking me if I'm still working with clients as therapy, because they can see, right, that I am an expert in that field of therapy, and they're wanting to know, can I solve their problem? And then there's people that are actually specializing in some of these problems, and they're not getting across the pain points to them. Addiction cessation is another one. So we're talking smoking, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is for you. That is something else that some people, and I'm going to put a little condition proviso in here, people with addictions need some extra, what we call tasking, and you need to know that they're 100% committed. But people that want to stop smoking or want to stop alcohols or drugs, they have other issues around the addiction, and you need to let them know what the pain problems are. So they could be having fights at home with people, they're not present, getting to work late. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I worked with alcoholics who were losing their jobs because they weren't showing up properly to work. So they're the pain points. You know, no motivation is another one. So rather than speaking about smoking or alcohol or drugs, what is the pain points that these people have which will lead them to say, I need to stop smoking? Okay. The thing is that there are different degrees of a condition. There is a need for more education for people experiencing these conditions. 100%, 100%. That is exactly right. We need to educate the clients because there is different degrees. So people won't know what they have unless if you're talking about it. And remember, people need 20 touch points. And it's probably a little bit more than that these days because there's so much white noise. So if you're hitting someone's pain points and then it flips into, well, maybe you're stressed, and have you got this symptom, and maybe you're stressed, eventually they're going to go, maybe I am stressed. Let me call this person and see if that's what my problem is. The next one is wealth. Wealth is, again, one of the biggest niches that you can work with. And again, there is so many different wealth niches, okay? Financial planning, financial advice, which you cannot give, of course, if you're a coach or a practitioner. But when it comes to all different types of wealth, you have to specialize in a certain area. Okay, and then there's people that do it out there all the time. People that work with people on creating wealth through investment properties, through cryptocurrency. It's absolutely everywhere. So wealth is another niche, but some of the problems is people have no savings. They're living week to week, okay? And they have no financial forecast. For those that don't know, I am an ex-accountant, an ex-business strategist. This is what I used to do before I became a coach. I had a bookkeeping business for many, many, many years with employees. And one of the things I used to do is business strategy for people. So no savings, whether it's personal or in business, no financial forecasting. I do not like the word budget. Sometimes a client enjoys smoking and drinking. They don't want to give up and they are still in pain. The alcohol and the smoking is the only thing that gives them relief. It becomes psychic. Absolutely, 100%. And clients need to want to give up or else they're not clients. So that's something that happens. So, but sometimes what a person that is smoking or drinking doesn't realize is that they have more deep-seated pain. And, sometimes they do want to stop and sometimes they don't, but it's absolutely up to the individual. And a client is not a client unless they ask for help. That's something that's really important in this industry that we need to remember. So when it comes to wealth, these are some of the pain points that a client might have. They have no savings. Okay? They live week to week. They have no financial forecast whatsoever. They don't know what's coming in. They don't know what's going out. No business income. So if they have their own business, they have no income. And so here opens a complete can of worms, because when I see clients and they come to me for business mentoring, there's a whole aspect as to why their business might not be working. So business mentoring is a very overarching problem that people need solved, but they might not know how to create programs. They might not know how to find leads, and niching and finding leads, excuse me, are the two biggest problems that people have. Okay. Or they can't sell. So they're the pain points. Okay. So again, wealth is another place where people really struggle, but they don't understand what they need to actually do. So someone who has no savings, maybe they just don't have a forecast. They don't know where their money's coming in and out. They have no idea what's happening. And one of the programs that I do run a couple of times a year, hoping to get that up and running very, very soon, is my Transform Your money frequencies, which is all about financial forecasts and saving and not living from week to week and things like that. But people don't realize that one of the reasons why they might not have any money and why they're living week to week is because they actually don't know what money's coming in and going out over a certain amount of time. Okay, so like I said, no business income, they have no clients, but they might not have any clients. Again, that's the pain, you know, no clients. There's lots of different reasons why people don't have any clients. Okay, so there's lots of little pain points that you can talk about. And one of them, why people don't have any clients, is 100% because they haven't got their niche message right. Okay. The third one is relationships. We are human. We need connection. We need to connect with people. We need, you know, it's just part of who we are. We need to feel connected. We need to feel love. And one of the problems that when we disconnect from others is that we want to reconnect. We want to feel good around others, and whether that's around, you know, a lack of communication with partners, parents, children, co-workers, that here. So when people say I'm a relationship coach, I often say, what kind of relationships? Are you a relationship coach for your significant, for people with their significant other? Are you a parent and child relationship coach? So are you a relationship coach for you as a child to get to understand your parents better? Are you a relationship coach for parents, for children? Are you a relationship coach for co-workers? See, this is where the mistakes happen, where people don't break down what they are. So what kind of relationship do you work on? And then do you work on things like lack of communication? Okay. Or do you work with, let's say, partners and there's no connection there? So lack of communication is part of the no connection anyway, but I'm trying to give an example here without going into this way too deeply of how people don't get their niches right and what are the top 3 niches. Okay, so again, if you're a health coach, what exactly do you specialize in, and what are those person's pain points? If you're a wealth coach, what exactly do you specialize in when it comes to wealth, and what are their pain points? Okay, and if you're a relationship coach, exactly what kind of relationships do you specialize in, and what are their problems? Okay, and again, this can be broken down even more and more specific, but I'm just trying to make an example here of where people get it wrong. Now, can you, as a coach, therapist, hypnotherapist, healer, work on all these niches? 100%. Can you get results in all these niches? 100%. But you need to be an expert. People need to know that if they're having a marriage breakdown, that you are the go-to person. Okay, people need to know that if they're having trouble with their kids, you know, if there's lack of communication, lack of between themselves and their children, that you are the go-to expert. If people are having problems with their children at school, with other kids, with things like bullying, etc., people need to know that you are the go-to person. So I hope this is making sense to everyone who's watching. You need, these are the 3 top niches currently that people are spending money on, but you need to get that message right. So that's it for me today. I will not be here for the next 2 weeks. Next week, and sorry, oh, there was another one. Loneliness is another one. People feeling lonely. People can be in relationships and feel lonely. Okay. So, like I was saying, I'm not going to be here for the next 2 weeks. It's Easter Monday next week, and then I'm actually in Brisbane doing a training. So I will not be doing Monday morning musing webinar. When we do come back, which will be mid-April, These Monday morning webinars will have a completely different format. There are people that have asked me that tell me that they don't have time because they are half an hour webinars. So I am going to cut them down to half, and we're going to just do quick bites. They're going to be called business bites. Please let me know if there's any topic that you would like me to talk about, and I'll endeavour to make sure that I put it as part of the curriculum in the business bites. If you would like to talk to me about your niche, if you are really struggling to get that niche message right, if you're struggling to actually find clients to create your program and to create a sustainable business in the coaching, therapy, healing and practitioner space, please let me know. I'd love to have a quick wellness check with you on your business and let you know where you're falling down. Okay. But thank you as always, Sandra. Happy to make the live after ages. Yeah, not a problem at all. These are terrific. As I start to read the books you sent me and the course info, this makes more sense to me. At the moment, I'm learning to be able to teach and work with the community. That's amazing. And that will just keep going for you, Futanata. It'll just keep happening. Just keep reading. There's going to be times when you don't quite get it, and then you do get it, but it will all come together at the NLP training in September here in Melbourne. So I'm looking forward to when you're sitting in the class, all of a sudden you'll have lots of aha moments. But like I was saying, if anyone would like to have a free clarity call with me, if a wellness check, let me do a little health check on your business and let you know what it is that's missing in your business. You can also find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. There's lots of videos that I have done. It's probably close to 12 months now since we went into the first lockdown in March 2020 that I started doing these. And let me know if you need any help. Just reach out. I'd love to have a little chat with you and see how I can help you to get that business that you want. And like I said, it's not just about business. There's a lot of reasons why you might not be getting clients. And like I said, it could be the program, it could be your message, it could be the fact that you're not consistently on Facebook or anywhere else. It could be that you've got not great sales processes. It could be that you're connecting to the wrong people. So that's the other thing that happens in business. Because our message isn't right, we connect with the wrong people. So if you would like a clarity call, please let me know. I look forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks back here in this space, and I will see you on Facebook. I will still endeavour to jump on Facebook, and so if you really want to stay connected and hear what I have to say, I've been in business for a long time, and it's been amazing to be able to combine all my coaching skills with all my business skills to show people what are the common mistakes that are made, and especially because I did them all already. Okay, so if you want to fast track your business, let me know. I'd love to have a look at what's going on for you and hopefully solve at least one problem in a quick clarity call. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you all being here. I look forward to seeing you all again here in 2 weeks. Bye for now.